Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about chapter number 15, plant growth and development, and there we have to discuss about the plant growth regulators. Okay, so plant growth regulators, especially actually we are discussing about the hormones, plant hormones here, and their categories, their functions. So now we are coming about the what are the categories are there. They could be in their chemical, actually they are chemical compounds. They could be indole compounds such as indole 3-acetic acid. This we'll learn actually in this portion actually, but before that we are just introductory portions are there. Adenine derivatives, that is kinetin, purine derivatives, that is called actually, and derivatives of carotenoids, that is abscisic acid, terpenes, that is gibberellic acid, gases, that is ethylene. So these are the categories of plant growth regulators. Actually plant growth regulators are called which one? Plant growth substance or plant hormones or phytohormones. Clear now? Now the PGRs are broadly divided into two categories. What are the categories here? First one is involved in growth promoting activities. First one is growth, they are promoting the growth, and second one is the growth, they are retarding the growth, okay, or they are actually inhibiting the growth. So how they are promoting the growth? By cell division, by cell enlargement, pattern formation, tropic growth, flowering, fruiting, and seed formation. These are also called plant growth promoters. That's what are the example here? Auxins, gibberellins, and cytokinins. PGR of other category is important role of plant responses to wounds and stresses of biotic and abiotic origin. They are actually involved in growth inhibiting activities, such as dormancy, abscission. So two categories are there, and in this category who are coming, abscisic acid belong to this group. The gaseous PGR, that is ethylene, could fit either of the groups, either plant promoting or plant inhibiting substance, growth inhibiting substance, but actually largely as an inhibitor of growth activities they are working. So now two categories are there. One is the plant growth promoting activities or plant growth promoting substances, or plant growth inhibiting substances. Okay, next one we are coming for their discovery. Auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, their discovery, and then we will discuss about their function. Okay, this is a very interesting and experiment here, that is called coleoptile experiment, coleoptile of oat seedling. So now how it is happening? Look at the figure here. When the coleoptile is with tip, when the tip is there, so coleoptile tip is there, at that condition it is bending. But when we cut the tip, the bending is stopped, the growth is stopped. Again when we put the tip, at that condition again it is showing the bending. That means some substances are producing at the tip, which is actually now distributing to all over the parts of the plant here, and that is responsible for which one? The growth of the plant. This is the motto of this experiment, and from there auxin was discovered. So who actually discovered that one? That that is Charles Darwin and his son Franz Darwin. When they observed that coleoptiles of canary grass responded to unilateral illumination by growing towards the light source, that is called phototropism. All of you know that one. The plant parts is showing their growth or movement towards the light source, that is called the phototropism. After a series of experiments, it was concluded that, what was the conclusion? Tip of the coleoptile was the site of transmittable influence that caused the bending of the entire coleoptile. Okay, some substances are produced and transmitted from here, which are actually responsible for the bending of this coleoptile. Auxin was isolated by F.W. Wendt. So this experiment was done, that is coleoptile of canary grass, by Darwin and his son Francis Darwin, and it was isolated by F.W. Wendt from the tips of coleoptile of oat seedlings. So this is actually, this type of question can be coming in the examination, that is who discovered that, who isolated it, who actually conducted that experiment. So in that way every line is important here. So next one we are coming for which one? Gibberellin, how the gibberellin was discovered. Bacchini, what is Bacchini here? Foolish seedling disease of rice seedling caused by a fungal pathogen Gibberella fujikuroi. E. Kurosawa, who discovered that one, reported that appearance of symptoms of this disease in rice seedlings when they are treated with sterile filtrates of the fungus. What is the fungus here? Gibberella fujikuroi. And who actually saying that symptoms in the rice plant, from where this fungus was isolated? From the foolish seedling disease of rice seedling here. So now from there, if the sterile filtrate is sprayed on fresh rice seedling, there also this type of symptom can be appear. The active substance was later identifies as which one? Gibberellic acid. This is the discovery of which one? Gibberellic acid, gibberellins. Next one for kinetin, F. Scoop. Just remember all these scientists' name here, because these are actually coming. F. Scoop and his co-workers observed that from the internodal segments of tobacco stem and the callus, a mass of undifferentiated cells proliferated only if in addition of auxins in the nutrients medium was supplemented with one of the following. Auxin, along with the auxin, one of the following, if it is sprayed on tobacco callus, then it will be proliferated. So extracts of vascular tissue, yeast extract, coconut milk or DNA. So any one of these four. What are the four here? Extract of vascular tissue, yeast extract, coconut milk or DNA. So that means they are actually producing this kinetin. So that is actually called later identified, crystallized and cytokinesis promoting active substance. That is actually called kinetin. Over now. So this is actually discovered by E. Kurosawa. This is F. Scoop. F. Scoop, that is actually called, this is kinetin, this is gibberellic acid, and this is auxin, that is discovered by F.W. Wendt. This one that is isolated by and F.W. Wendt. Next one, 1963 independent researchers reported that purification and chemical characterization of three different kinds of inhibitors. What are the inhibitors? Inhibitor B, abscissin 2 and domin. Later all the three were proved to be chemically identical and was named as abscisic acid. So look at there, this is the discovery of abscisic acid. Last one is ethylene. So who we discovered that one? Cousins, 1910. Confirmed that release of a volatile substance, this is actually volatile hormone, from ripened orange that hasten the ripening of stored unripe bananas. So some substances are producing from ripened orange that made the other unripened banana to ripe. That hormone is called ethylene. Later this volatile substance was identified as ethylene, a gaseous plant growth regulators. Okay, so these are the 5 discoveries. Next one we are coming, the main part of this, that is physiological effects of plant growth regulators. What are their function actually? Auxins, that means to grow, was first isolated from human urine. The term auxin is applied to indole 3-acetic acid and to other natural synthetic compounds having certain growth regulating properties. They are generally produced by growing apices of stem and roots, from where they migrate to the regions of their action. Auxins like IAA, indole acetic acid, and indole butyric acid have been isolated from plants. Okay, they are that is natural. Naphthalene acetic acid, NAA, and 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid are synthetic auxins. So all these auxins have been extensively in agriculture and horticultural practice they are using. So now these are the two are natural, IAA, IBA, and NAA and 2,4-D, they are the synthetic one. They are growth promoting and they are actually growing apices. They are produced by growing apices. Now their function, they help to initiate rooting in stem. बहुत important line है, rooting in stem cutting. बहुत बार question आता है, who is helping in the rooting in stem cutting? An application widely used to plant propagation, है ना? Auxins promote flowering in pineapples. They help to prevent fruit and leaf drop at early stage. At the beginning, if fruit and leaf are shedding off, definitely fruit and leaf will not be developed. So at that condition, they prevent to stay there in the plants, but promote the abscission of older mature leaves. But older mature leaves or fruits, for them, they are creating the abscission because they have to shed off. But the young one, they should not. So that's why in both the condition they are helping. In most higher plants, the growing apical bars inhibits the growth of the lateral axillary bars. That is called the apical dominance. They are helping in. So they are helping in apical dominance. Removal of shoot tips. If we are remove the shoot tips, usually result in the growth of the lateral bars. If we are cutting the root tips, just say tea plants, and in that condition it is happening. If we just cut the shoot tip, then the side by growth is occurring, means the branches will be coming. So if you need the bushy appearance, or if you need the more and more branches to come, so you have to remove the apex bud. That is called actually apical dominance. That's why they are actually inhibits the growth of lateral buds. That is called the apical dominance. So if you have to stop the apical dominance, you have to remove that tip portion from where the auxin is actually producing. Auxin also induce the parthenocarpy. What is the meaning of that? Seedless fruit. And in tomatoes, they are widely used in herbicides. They are actually killing the weeds, we can say, dicotyledonous weeds, What are the example? 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid does not affect the mature monocotyledonous plants. So definitely who are dicotyledonous, they will be killed. Their monocotyledonous plants will not be affected. So that's why they are using for herbicides. It is used to prepare weed-free lawns by gardeners. Auxin also controls the xylem differentiation and helps in cell division. So these are the functions of auxins, mainly apical dominance. They are actually rooting in the stem cutting. They are promoting the flowering and fruiting and prevent the fruit and the leaf drop at early stages. They are actually helping in apical dominance. They are helping in which one? Now weed control. They are helping in the parthenocarpy. They are helping in the xylem differentiation and helps in cell division. These are the functions of auxin. Now we are coming for the, look at that, this is actually root tip. If we are cutting the root tip, then it will not be growing. If we shoot tip, if the shoot tip is not cut, definitely it will be growing. Otherwise if we cut it, so lateral branches will be coming there. So this is called actually so lateral branches will be coming there. So a plant with apical bud removed, note that growth of the lateral buds into branches after decapitation. So after decapitation, lateral branches will be coming. So this is the actually example or experiment. Now on gibberellin. What is the gibberellin here? They are also plant growth regulators, and there are 100 gibberellins are actually discovered from fungi and other haired plants. They are denoted as GU1, GU2, GU3. Already we have learned that is Gibberella fujikorui, that is the fungus from the that foolish seedling, that is Bacony disease of the rice seedling. We already it is discovered. However, gibberellic acid was one of the first gibberellins to GA3. It was discovered and remains in the most extensively or intensively studied form. All GAs are acidic. They produce a wide range of physiological responses in the plants. Their ability to cause an increase. Look at that. What are they causing? The increase of length of axis used to increase the length of grape stalks. Jitna length badega, the increase of the grape stalk, length of the grape stalk, that will definitely give more and more grapes there. So that's why their ability to increase the length of the grape stalks. Gibberellin cause the fruits like apple to elongate and improve its shape. The fruit of the apple will be elongating by spraying this gibberellin. They also delay senescence, means where the younger leaves and fruits are there, they should not be shedding off. Thus the fruits can be left on the tree longer so as to extend the market period. So it will be remaining in the tree and the market period will be lingering. So that is actually called that is the benefit of this application of GA. GA3 is used to speed up the malting process in brewing industry. Whatever the brewing industry that they are the actually alcohols as well as the wines they are producing there, this malting process is speed up by applying this GA3. Sugarcane now stores carbohydrate as sugar in their stems. So if by spraying sugarcane crop the gibberellins increase the length of the stem, so definitely production will be coming more there. If by applying the gibberellin the stem length is increased there, thus increasing the yield by as much 20 tons per acre. So this is about the sugarcane. Already we have discussed about the stalks. Already we have discussed about the apples. Spraying juvenile conifers with GA hasten the maturity period, thus leading to the early seed production. Gibberellin also promotes bolting. Both important. This is the important term here. Bolting means internodal elongation just prior to flowering in rosette plant. Rosette plant means rosette habit. The plant with rosette habit means बहुत ही bushy and rose की तरह means the leaves are actually spreading just like the rose. So in that condition the internodal elongation flower should be coming out, otherwise pollination will not be occurring, and so gibberellins is working for that. They promotes the bolting process, means internodal elongation of flower, flower before the flowering the internodal elongation is there, so that the flower can actually come in contact with the outside. In beet, cabbage and many plants, so example of the rosette plants are beet, cabbage, rosette habit. Rosette habit means where the leaves are very spreading, that is not actually elongated. Next one, cytokinin have specific effect on cytokinesis, the division, and are discovered as kinetin from the autoclaved herring sperm DNA. First discovered here. Kinetin does not occur naturally in the plants, but it is important line also. Search for natural substances with cytokinin-like activities led to the isolation of zeatin. Cytokinin is not available in the plants, but what is available? Zeatin, that have the same properties or some activities of cytokinin. From corn kernels and coconut milk, from where it is discovered? It was discovered corn kernels and coconut milk. What is the name? Zeatin. Since the discovery of zeatin, several naturally occurring cytokinins and some synthetic compounds with cell division promoting activity have been identified. Natural cytokinins are synthesized in region where rapid cell division occur. For example, root apices, developing shoot buds, young fruits, etc. It helps to produce new leaves, chloroplast in leaves, lateral shoot growth, adventitious shoot formation, and cytokinin help to overcome the apical dominance. That was actually controlled by auxin, that is overcome by cytokinin. They promotes nutritional mobilization, which helps in the delay of senescence. Means from the younger to older part, the mobilization will be occurring, so that the older part will remain we can say in the plants for a long time, means without getting old. So this is actually called these are actually we can say uses of cytokinin function, mainly the division and rapid cell division also occurring for that, and zeatin is the first discovered one. Okay, next one is ethylene, that is actually fruit ripening hormone, mainly it is called. It is gaseous species here. It is synthesized in large amount by tissues undergoing senescence and ripening fruit. The influencing of ethylene on plant include the horizontal growth of seedling, swelling of the axis, apical hook formation in dicot seedling. Apical hook means at the apex hook-like structure for that they can cling. That is called the dicot seedling. They are helping in the formation of that. Ethylene promotes the senescence and abscission of the plant organs, especially of leaves and flowers. Senescence means layered as form for the falling off or shedding off. Highly effective in fruit ripening. It enhances the important line here, respiration rate during the ripening of the fruit. This rise in rate of respiration is called respiratory climactic. It is important again. Ethylene breaks these are the functions: seed and bud dormancy, initiate germination in peanut seeds, sprouting of potato tubers. Ethylene promotes the rapid internet and petiole elongation in deep water rice plant. Where the deep water rice plants are there, the petiole elongation is caused by ethylene, and upper parts of the shoots to remain above water, so that the shoots can remain above the water because it is deep waterized plant, so shoot must be remaining above the water by the help of which one? This ethylene. Ethylene also promotes root growth, root hair formation, thus helping when the root hair formation, root growth is there, so definitely absorption surface will be increased. And initiate the flowering and synchronizing fruit sets in pineapple. It also induces the flowering in mango. Since ethylene regulates to many physiological processes, it is one of the most widely used PGR in agriculture. The most widely used compound as source of ethylene is ethifone. Again, important line here. Ethifone is the most widely used source of ethylene. Ethifone in the aqueous solution is really readily absorbed and transported within the plant and release the ethylene slowly. Ethifone hastens the fruit ripening in tomatoes, apples, accelerates abscission in flowers and fruiting, thinning of cotton, cherry, walnut. It promotes the female flower of cucumber, thereby increasing the yield. So these all are the function of ethifone. Next one is coming for the abscisic acid. Next one is abscisic acid. It is actually growth retarding substances, growth inhibiting substances. Their role in regulating abscission and dormancy, but like other PGRs, it also has other wide-ranging effects on plant growth and development. It acts as general plant growth inhibitor and inhibitor of plant metabolism. It inhibits the seed germination, stimulates the closure of stomata. Look at this, all the negative works are done by this. Increase the tolerance of the plants to various kind of stresses. It is also called the stress hormone. For that it is called stress hormone. ABA plays an important role in seed development, maturation and dormancy. By inducing dormancy, how they are helping? The ABA helps seeds to withstand desiccation and other factors unfavorable for growth. Suppose any unfavorable condition is there, so ABA will be secreting there and will be promoting which one? Seed dormancy, so that the seed will not dominate or germinate. And in most situations, in that sense, they are helping the seed to overcome the unfavorable condition. And in most situations, ABA acts as an antagonist of gibberellic acids, means they are actually working against the gibberellic acid, because gibberellic acid actually help in the breaking dormancy, as well as I have given in the this notes also, all the functions I have given here. So they are breaking the dormancy, and they are also seed germination, they are helping in the seed germination, they are helping in the bolting, and they are actually delay the senescence. These are so many functions are there. So they are actually acting, abscisic acid is actually acting against it. Okay, and then when it is coming okay, so these are all are the functions of the different kinds of plant growth regulators, plant promoters or inhibitors. So here auxins functions are there, and here actually the gibberellic functions are there, who discover it and what are the function, and promoting bolting, breaking the dormancy, and mobilize reserve food material, as well as the flowering, and spraying hasten the maturing and leads to the early seed production, and increasing the length of the sugar cane. And they are also grapes, they are also grape stalk. It is used to increase the length of the grape stalk. And for cytokinine also, and they are not occurring, that is the discovery, and that is the functions are given. All these things are there. Delay the senescence, they are promoting the shoot formation, adventitious shoot formation, and they are actually helping in the increase the surface area also, essential for the tissue culture, shelf life of the